I was trying to think tonight about why it is we're really here. What are we really trying to do? And to me, the bottom line to all of this is that if you're not of service to other people in the world, then what are you doing on planet Earth? What's our purpose in being here, just as humans, if it's not to love each other and to be of service? And Rabindranath Tagore, a Bengali writer of the 19th century who I love, he invented the Bengali short story. He was also he founded a religion that kind of went nowhere, but not many people found their own religions. But one of the most beautiful quotes in the world came from him, and I wanted to share it with you tonight because I think it perfectly sums up why I'm here, and I hope it sums up why you're here too. I slept and I dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and I saw that life was service. I acted and behold, service was joy. And that's really what I have found here at Services for the Underserved. I acted and service became joy. I had been sober from drugs and alcohol for a long time. I have a very, very rock bottom story. I was homeless and living on the streets of New York City in an abandoned building on Sullivan Street in Lower Manhattan. It was awful. I slept on a pile of dirty clothes at night that I would steal Comet cleanser from the local bodega during the day and put a circle of the cleanser around my pile of dirty clothes that I would pass out on every night so the rats and roaches wouldn't crawl over me. That's where my disease took me. And it was the best thing in the world that ever happened to me because I found recovery. People treated me with dignity and respect, and I began one day at a time to put one foot in front of the other on the road to not just being dry, but really being sober. And one of the biggest components of sobriety is doing service work, doing stuff within the recovering community to help other people who are on the ladder below me and help to lift them up. And 14, 15 years ago, I started to realize, with the help of other people pointing it out, that I didn't have to restrict that service just in the rooms where I was recovering, that I could do that out in the world because nothing took me out of my own service. I mean, all I do is think about my own problems, right? And it just gets crazy inside my head. My head's an awful place. Do not go in there alone. You need help. And what calms me down, what gives me happiness, where I'm not thinking about myself, isn't golf, although for some that's a great yoga, truly. I mean, there's things like that I do that are my cooking, and other sports is like I'm not thinking about anything else. So God bless the golfers. But being in service to other people takes you out of yourself and gives you a happiness that I have found that it's not replicatable in size and impact in your own life anywhere else in the world. Tagore says, I acted, and behold, service was joy. That's been my experience attaching myself to a handful of organizations, none of whom give me as much pleasure as I get doing things for SUS. I don't want any more people ever to come up to me at these events and say, thank you for all that you do. Instead, what I'd like you to do is get involved and pass it on. Get involved and pass it on. Because the reason that I'm here doing service for SUS, the honest to God's truth, what got me here was trying to do something for me, to make me feel better. And then I found out that the most beautiful part of giving isn't what I'm able to do for myself. It's not about my redemption. It's about providing dignity and respect and equality to to the receiver of that gift. So please join me tonight in that spirit, in giving to the people who need it the most, and in so doing, setting ourselves on a righteous path to happiness.